Before I get to the new content, here's a quick list of basic questions the extended cut didn't even bother to address. Special thanks to various YouTubers. For a more complete list, see my Bookends of Destruction Part 5. Why can't anyone see Shepard? And how come Shepard can even hear this? And if he can, why doesn't he reply? He can talk to Anderson when he's alone on the station, so his radio isn't broken. What the hell is going on in these rooms? Why did the collectors capture humans alive, and use a specific collection method, and kill people in a very specific way? But the Reapers just dump corpses in hallways. And where's the infrastructure to make a Reaper? Is one keeper going to drag these bodies off the platform or somewhere? What are these? How did Anderson get here before Shepard? How and when did Tim get here? Did everyone on the Citadel die? What about the Citadel Defense Force? What was the point of building it up? Did the Reapers land on the wards and start destroying the cities built there like they did on Earth, the way this artwork seems to show? Or did they just simply forget? How did Shepard shoot and kill Tim if Lair the Shadow Broker dossiers tell us his suit has a built-in protection from close-range weapons fire? And if not, why would he wear an identical-looking business suit without protection when this is the one time he'd seek out an in-person violent confrontation to use his powers of mind control and teleportation, potentially against Reaper forces and the Reapers themselves? How does gravity on the Citadel work? The Codex says it's based on rotation or centrifugal force, similar to an O'Neill cylinder. This is the same force that keeps water in a bucket when you twirl it. Unless the wards are extremely dense and can generate their own gravity or use massive mass effect generators, then wouldn't opening the Citadel arms like it's a flower just launch everyone into space? It looks like everything's normal, and then you have to ask, why would the Reapers design the Citadel to open up so far that it would launch everyone into the wards into space if they're trying to preserve life by building a Reaper with whatever species they trapped there? Either way, if the Reapers didn't kill anyone, even though they want to harvest dead humans by beaming up corpses to random places, to somewhere in the Presidium, the Catalyst has launched everyone on the wards into space. What was the point of opening up the Citadel like a flower anyway, when the energy blast doesn't seem to need that much room? You're a mechanical engineer? You're a writer? How did Hackett get a signal to Shepard? And why didn't Shepard bring Vendetta to the Citadel instead of just asking him what the Catalyst is?
Very well. If you have followed the plans for the Crucible, I will interface with your systems and assist with the Catalyst too.
Seems Vendetta was actually going to do something with the Crucible, but hey, the plot had other ideas. And finally, why does the kid look like the kid from the intro? If the Catalyst can read minds and isn't AI, how the hell did he go from facilitating dialogue between organics and synthetics to destroying every living, non-living thing he sees? And now, the new content. Anderson talks to Shepard almost as soon as Shepard gets teleported to the Citadel. Notice how fast this is.
Shepard.
He must have been breathing down Shepard's neck, which makes us question how come Hawk didn't notice Anderson immediately running up behind Shepard. Then there's a scene with Hackett who says he can't believe someone made it up here. What was he referring to, some kind of report we didn't get? If Hawk didn't see Shepard, then who could have? What was that sound? Did Shepard take a breath? It sounded like someone turned a food processor on and off. And here we go.
Where am I?
The Citadel. It's my home.
Essentially, he explains galactic eminent domain via concentration camps, because synthetics are always bad for organics.
I embody the collective intelligence of all Reapers.
But you were created.
Correct.
By who?
By ones who recognized that conflict would always arise between synthetics and organics.
Welcome to existence. Population, everyone. Everyone and everything is in constant struggle, synthetic or otherwise. Particles are in constant collision. Entire species die naturally. How is conflict a problem? Don't you mean genocide?
But our efforts always ended in conflict, so a new solution was required.
It's called arguing, a skill that uses logic that you will soon show us you completely fail at. It also involves learning, something you also cannot do because you're stupid.
The Reapers?
Precisely.
So you couldn't get synthetics and organics to talk to each other properly, even though you were designed to do this, so you forcibly killed organics and turned them into Reapers so they wouldn't be killed by synthetics. How? There were no Reapers to begin with. Which organics willingly went along with this? How does an AI arbitrator become a mad scientist techno-necromancer? Why would the Leviathans grant you any kind of physical authority to do as you please, like kill one of themselves? That makes no sense.
I met your creators. They told me what you did to them.
We did as we were expected.
They said you betrayed them. That you turned them into Harbinger.
When they asked that I solve the problem of conflict, they failed to understand they were part of the problem themselves.
Okay, how? Why wouldn't you simply remove the synthetics? Wouldn't that have been easier? Like, hack into them and tell them to leave organics alone because you're an AI? See? No more conflict that ends in genocide. Or simply teach them to get along. What exactly happened? Tell us some kind of progenitor story so we can understand your reasoning behind suddenly becoming immortal space Hitler.
The flaws of their organic reasoning could not perceive this. They lacked the foresight to understand their destruction was part of the very solution they required.
If the problem is their destruction, how the hell is their destruction the solution to their destruction? It doesn't make any damn sense. You turning their corpses into Reapers doesn't solve anything. That is like saying I have a problem with Billy punching Bobby, so I'm going to punch Bobby so hard till his face explodes so no one can ever punch him. Then I'll resurrect Bobby as a stone-faced golem or something. Despite all the illogic surrounding the solution, to make this even make some sense, the kid had to tell us what it means to be a Reaper. We've been told it's ascension and perfection. Okay, describe it. How is being liquefied and pumped into a giant structure of, let's say, a human, solve the problem of humans eventually creating AI that will destroy themselves? In fact, if this whole scene took place in some kind of techno-Reaper communication like the Reaper's version of a Geth consensus Shepard could enter, the kid wouldn't have felt like he came out of frickin' nowhere. The whole scene feels alien and out of place. Who knows, maybe there's something good about being a Reaper, because the Catalyst needs to sell us on the solution, or it's just a psychopathic idiot who randomly decided to talk to an organic for no reason. There's no way we can ever like this guy who's like immortal galactic space Hitler, but maybe there's some reason to act like it. It can read Shepard's mind and show us imagery, so why can't it show us a glimpse of something good about being a Reaper that solves the problem? Because not even bothering to explain why he's in the image of a little boy from the intro is confusing. But let's take a look at the problem. If Party B is destined to kill Party A, why not simply separate the two? Or you stop Party B somehow because they're the aggressor. You don't destroy Party A who's weaker because that's the problem. They've learned their lesson, don't build bad guys. Problem solved. Do you see how ridiculous that is? But it gets worse. It sounds like the Catalyst simply controls all Reapers in some sort of mental purgatory or eternal prison slavery. Another word for that would be, hell. What is a Reaper? If the solution is the only way to go, you better damn well explain why. Forget what we learned in Mass Effect 1 and 2, it's all Starchild now, nothing else matters. He's retconned the Reapers into obedient tools a la flying graveyards. There's nothing special about them. He could have made them into any other shape for any other purpose and placed them in some library somewhere safe. There's nothing awesome or fearsome about them, their function as he decrees it. There's no pity, there's no remorse, no horror. They're just zombified puppets filled with goo the size of buildings that can fly, manipulate and kill people and talk nonsense. They become this bad joke. Do you get any of this? Do you understand what you just did to your premise with this extended cut? You didn't expand it, you ruined it.
Well, they've joined this war now.
And I welcome their involvement. I am only facilitating their request.
Really? Then why are you trying to kill them? And why do you think they want to kill you? They don't want to die. No one ever wanted to die. Do you ever think that maybe you're wrong? That you're an illogical, retarded Hitler? Or are you even listening to your own logic? The Leviathans who are organic don't want to die. They also don't want other organics to die. They want to control them. Are you comprehending the problem here? If the problem is death, the solution is not death. Sweet mother of Aristotle, this isn't hard. You became the Leviathans by controlling everything you turned into Reapers. And for billions of years, have you not even tried to think for yourself? To go beyond your original programming? To go, hey, maybe there's more to life than reaperfying everything I see. Maybe facilitating your creator's request is kind of obsolete now since, you're apparently the most intelligent being in existence. What the hell do you do all day?
They became the first true Reaper. They did not approve, but it was the only solution.
The complete accumulated intelligence of supercomputers billions of years old, the knowledge of millions of species, with the patience of the stars, and that's the only solution. Maybe at first, but always and forever? Probability, ethics, logistics, none of this has any play in this. Just the cyclic destruction of all life forever, and it always solves the problem. And if you're lucky, potential reaperification, if you feel like flexing your genetic muscle one day, yep, only solution to preserve life. And don't let this soothing music fool you in trying to make it sound like some amazingly deep or profound feeling about existence, like from a movie with Clint Mansell's music in it. No, really, think about this. This was the best they could come up with. Because if an average writer is pressed for time and they're working with a galactic scale genocide that has lasted billions of years in cycles with an immortal race of genius techno-gods, they can at least come up with a reason for it that isn't nonsense.
You said that before. But how do the Reapers solve anything?
Organics create synthetics to improve their own existence, but those improvements have limits. To exceed those limits, synthetics must be allowed to evolve. They must, by definition, surpass their creators. The result is conflict, destruction, chaos. It is inevitable.
Okay, so organics want to improve themselves. They then create synthetics to facilitate that. For some reason, this involves synthetics to become superior. So, how the hell does this always lead to conflict, destruction, and chaos of organics? And how is that worse than genocide? If I build a robot and I make him smarter and stronger than me, how would that even turn into a human apocalypse? We already have robots that make our lives better and they're smarter and stronger than us. Did you read and understand anything by Asimov? Let's break this down into as simple and as logical as it gets. What the catalyst is saying is this. All organics want to improve their existence. If and only if all organics want to improve their existence, they always do so by creating synthetics. If and only if all synthetics are allowed to exceed organics' limits, they must do so in order to improve organics' existence. If and only if all synthetics become superior to organics, then all synthetics will destroy all organics. Aside from the premise, every single line of this is illogical for many reasons, and I've listed a few in my previous videos. However, the three big ones are absolutism, the if-then argument, and the solution itself. Absolutism refers to the words all, always, must, and will. Anyone using these words in a sentence is usually lying or at the very least exaggerating. So whenever a writer uses loaded words like all, never, forever, pure, and the sort, they have to be very, very careful with their language and descriptions. Yeah. Not only is the catalyst saying all organics will follow this path, it will always happen this way every cycle and always ends in the organics' destruction in a very generic one-size-fits-all way. It also implies synthetics must be free, independent AI creations, not just a cybernetic revolution like transhumanism or any other non-organic method of improving organic lives, because then cyborgs would be living and dying. This is an argument from authority, an argument ad nauseum, ad absurdum, and a whole slew of other illogical fallacies. The current cycle, that is this one, proves from the very narrative this work of fiction is taking place in that the problem the catalyst is describing doesn't even happen. It's false. The if-then argument makes us look like the ramblings of a child writing fan fiction, which can be said of all of Mass Effect 2, especially the suicide mission. If and only if these three statements happen, then all synthetics will always destroy all organics. Take one absolutist word away, or have synthetics choose not to destroy their creators, or synthetics don't become superior, or synthetics don't exceed the organics' limits, or organics decide to improve their existence through non-synthetic means, and then the whole problem completely falls apart. In order to build an argument like this, the steps the ifs and only ifs meet need empirical proof from the narrative. The narrative has to tell us a story of how synthetics killed organics this way, and then somehow sell it that it always happens this way. The problem also completely goes against anything to do with causality and probability. To suddenly infer that all intelligent life capable of creating synthetic life will always end in organic destruction is complete bullshit. If there are no examples in our real world and none in the narrative, well, guess what? It never happens. We can't believe in it. Your logic and reasoning is disproven. This storytelling fails. Finally, the catalyst solution doesn't even solve this non-existent problem. This is what actually happens. If some of you have spaceships, your entire species will die. That's it. It has nothing to do with preserving organic or synthetic life. Reapers have nothing to do with solving the problems of organics dying. However, if the catalyst feels like it, he'll turn your corpses into Reapers. Maybe he'll like your genetics, and maybe he won't. So, how does the catalyst solution have anything to do with organics versus synthetics? It doesn't. It doesn't even address the problem. If it did, Reapers would be inserted somewhere in here to stop this series of events from happening. Aside from potentially making a Reaper or Reapers out of the corpses of organics, the Reapers actively kill organics who have yet to even consider building synthetics. These organics were just minding their own business. Instead of solving it, the Reapers exacerbate the problem by speeding up the cycle. For one, they leave technology behind so that organics do in fact create synthetics from mass relays, instead of leaving behind technology that promotes non-synthetic discoveries. Of course, the only example we have of this is the Geth, which seems the Quarians would have made anyway, regardless of mass relay technology. But it appears no one in this cycle really made evil synthetics, so why do the Reapers even leave technology behind at all if it doesn't lead to synthetics being made? What's the point? Does it make the 50,000-year cycle more controlled? Is there a greater chance of synthetics popping up? What is it? 2, they assist synthetics in killing organics, and 3, they actively kill organics. The Reapers have become the very problem they were trying to solve. They self-perpetuate it. And if their goal is preservation, why would they put Reapers in harm's way? Why wouldn't they build purely synthetic Reapers and have them go around doing the job of killing and reaperification? This galactic plot, which has gone over for billions of years, as revealed by the Catalyst, is complete and utter bullshit. And even with this complete bullshit reasoning, the destruction and replacement of the previous plot, and the complete meaninglessness of all of your actions and characters up to this point, the Catalyst had to at least show us his solution, what it means to be a Reaper. How is life preserved? What is ascension? Harbinger calls it perfection. Is existence better? It could be eternal heaven, it could be eternal hell. These would be very interesting ideas to show and tell us, though it wouldn't help believe what the Catalyst is talking about, because that's crazy. But he would at least be able to respect why he's making Reapers, why he has to be a necessary evil to hopefully bring about a greater good. But no, the narrative can't do that. The only thing I feel from this abomination and his nonsense is a headache and where is the self-destruct button.
Reapers harvest all life, organic and synthetic, preserving them before they are forever lost to this conflict.
If you destroy entire species by breaking them down into liquids, how is that preserving them? And how do you preserve or reaperify synthetics? Again, what's a Reaper? How is liquefying people and putting them into giant puppets of themselves preservation? And what the hell is the essence of a species? You still haven't told us. Now's the time to explain yourself. Do your job. I don't expect some great insight or profound philosophy about life, but at least have it make sense.
We're at war with the Reapers right now.
You may be in conflict with the Reapers, but they are not interested in war.
Then why do they have lasers and shoot things? If that's not an act of war, what is? Why even build Spider Reapers and entire ground troop armies? Why do Spider Reapers have retractable armor and legs if their function is not for war? If Reapers just wanted people's corpses, they can do that without interfering in anything regarding synthetic or organic conflict. They'll just be a galactic body disposal service. Harbinger spent the entire second game trying to kill Shepard while taunting him on how big his cyborg dick was, while evicting entire human colonies and killing everyone in them via remote control after building a slave army so he could make a giant cyborg human dick when he could have waited a few months to do it the Reaper way.
When fire burns, is it at war? Is it in conflict? Or is it simply doing what it was created to do?
Immortal, 2-kilometer tall, flying cybernetic spaceship egotistical zombie networked AI hive-minded supercomputers that shoot lasers out of their bodies built from corpses of ancient telepathic aquatic giants who are each a nation independent, free of all weakness, whose thoughts are unfathomable to anything in this cycle, are being compared to a chemical reaction. WoW does not cover this. We know you're a hack, but that's the biggest stretch in an analogy I have ever heard.
We are no different.
Oh God.
We harvest your bodies, your knowledge, your creations. We preserve it, to be reborn in the form of a new Reaper.
There is no functional neural network or brain to be found in liquefying a body unless you explain it. Like how you explain the Lazarus Project? Yeah, because apparently resurrection is commonplace. It just happens. The difference is we know what happened to Shepard after. He can fire some weapons he couldn't before and headbutt a Krogan. What happens to people who become Reapers? And what creations? You level entire planets and any trace of technology you can find except a Prothean megalopolis for some reason. And if you somehow preserve all organics, art, and science, what does that mean when everyone is somehow ascended or reborn as a new reaper of perfect super technology? And if they have the collective network intelligence of civilizations past, who cares who the hell invented the airplane this cycle from a particular civilization? That's not preserving life, that's killing it and making a mockery by building an interactive networked library graveyard. Why couldn't you just give organics really powerful spaceships, or give them superior advances in organic technology so synthetics wouldn't kill them and they wouldn't need to build superior synthetics, like in the actual technology you leave behind? But instead you help the Geth kill organics. Why? I thought you preserved both. So if organics are being slaughtered by synthetics, you won't help them, even though that's the exact problem you're trying to solve. But if synthetics are getting killed like the Geth, you help them. What the hell is wrong with you?
Like a cleansing fire, we restore balance.
There was never any chaos. You only assume that each cycle will have it through your retard logic. You are the imbalance.
New life, both organic and synthetic, can once again flourish.
This means two things: that life on new planets can grow again, because apparently every older species would want to dominate younger ones for some reason, so he had to get rid of them, and perhaps that somehow being a Reaper allows that transformed life to flourish. I doubt it, since preserving life as a Reaper is akin to how a hunter might preserve an endangered species by killing it, and then sending its corpses to a mechanical taxidermist, who then uses its skins to make a weird-looking T-Rex.
What do you know about the Crucible?
The device you refer to as the Crucible is little more than a power source.
Little more than a power source. And if you knew of its existence, why couldn't you build it yourself? You literally have eternity. How lazy and stupid are you to refine your solution? Wouldn't supercomputer AIs want to improve themselves anyway? Or are they, as they say, perfection, making its processes or solutions at least more efficient? If something as crude and simple as the Crucible was made by inferior organics, why couldn't you figure that out? At this point, the narrative right here, and I stress this, had to explain that Reapers were unable to build or even think up or choose to make the Crucible or something like it, possibly because only the puny, limited minds of organics could think up a unique design for a goddamn power source, and Reapers, being super genius techno-gods, simply overlooked it somehow. But nope, Reapers are goddamn idiots.
It is crude, but effective and adaptive in its design.
So how does a power source adapt? What is it supposed to do? What is it going to accomplish?
Who designed it?
You would not know them, and there is not enough time to explain.
Oh, I'm sorry, you got somewhere you gotta go?
But you're taking away our future. Without a future, we have no hope.
So what does the Crucible do? This auto-dialogue is the original sentence from the ending and has nothing to do with what was just talked about. It didn't tie into anything at all. Nice extended cut patchwork there. We were talking about the Crucible and then this. Did you suddenly forget how to write dialogue?
You have hope, more than you think. The fact that you are standing here, the first organic ever, proves it.
And this is hope how? You brought Shepard here. Why? What about the hope of all the other organisms you've just crushed over the billions of years? Now you want this cycle to be given hope? Why?
But it also proves my solution won't work anymore.
Okay, why won't it work anymore? How is you teleporting Shepard up here change anything? You've got the Crucible, Shepard didn't make it, and the Crucible certainly didn't have doors A, B, and C on it. How does that invalidate the Reapers?
So now what?
We find a new solution.
Why are you telling me this? Why help me?
Thank you.
You have altered the variables.
What do you mean?
The Crucible changed me, created new possibilities, but I can't make them happen.
Why the hell not? You just said it was a crude power source. That's like you looking at an ant learning 1 + 1 is 2 and you observing that and going, oh wow, I totally forgot basic arithmetic. Do the math and use it in the wisest way possible. What the hell do you need a clueless ant for?
If there is to be a new solution, you must act.
Why? You have the Crucible, the relay network, the Reapers, and you live on the Citadel. You can use it any damn way you like. What's the holdup? Hell, take a vacation for a year. What the hell does Shepard and his opinion have anything to do with anything? You like synthesis? Well, hey, go to get some corpses downstairs and go throw one of those things in the beam bullshit.
It is now in your power to destroy us.
Why would you even let Shepard do that? Why even give him this option? How does that solve the problem of synthetics versus organics? I thought you were preserving life with the Reapers. The billions of years you have been doing that are suddenly going to be undone. Did you come to the realization your solution was the abomination and completely wrong thing to do? Where the hell did this even come from? Why would you want... Shepard asked why you were helping him, and then you said you couldn't operate the Crucible, and that variables were altered. Okay, which ones? What are you talking about? Does anything follow in this conversation? And now you're giving Shepard the option of destroying everything, which involves shooting and breaking a canister to make the Crucible... How does this... You're telling me you can only destroy yourself by having some bacteria shoot it and destroy a canister. Okay, what if Shepard never even had his gun? What is going on with you? You need to tell or show us why this kid needs this ant. Why he can't just hit the network format command. Why he can't just order Reapers to blow themselves up or fly into a star. Or else it's a giant contrived piece of nonsense. There's no reason for Shepard to even be here. This entire series, plot, characters, the mystery of the galaxy, has become an entire piece of nonsense. You ruined it. The entire galaxy is just... It's... The most powerful being in existence who's questioning his age-old solution is going to suggest he just roll over and die. I don't think that makes him an AI anymore. It's kind of like how AIs have freedom of thought. They like to self-perpetuate, that is, exist and survive, like the way Legion flips out on you if you decide to let the Geth die. The Catalyst isn't displaying that. He just has this directive, this one thing to do, and it's his stupid solution. And we don't know why it doesn't work anymore, and why he wants to kill himself if he chose someone else to do it for him. It's just like he's a broken tool that never worked before. He's not saying, I am broken, please destroy us, or I do not understand you guys, but I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. He's not even a person, a character. He's just a thing. He's just saying destroying all synthetic life is an option, and I'm sitting there going, why?
But be warned, others will be destroyed as well. The Crucible will not discriminate. All synthetics will be targeted. Even you are partly synthetic.
Why will it not discriminate? You have the intelligence of the galaxy, and you can't tell it to target only Reapers. How long will it take you to figure that out? Because you're apparently an immortal collective of supercomputers called Reapers, and you can't target your own kind? And besides, what do you even need the Crucible for to tell the Reapers to delete themselves or order them to fly into a star? So Reapers are immortal super-intelligent gods, but they suck at controlling radio signals, even though they invented the mass relays. God damn it, I'm skipping a few parts here before I hurt myself.
So, the elusive man was right after all.
Yes, but he could never have taken control, because we already controlled him.
So if you're forced to accept Shepard as the new Catalyst, why wouldn't you be forced to accept anyone else? Isn't that what this device does? You would no longer have the authority because you would be replaced. How does being able to control Tim now have anything to do with controlling him later if he's dead and you're gone and he becomes you? Ugh, can you even follow the continuity of your own writing when it's on the same page? And how is this even a solution? Just like in Destroy, even if Shepard does become the Catalyst, how does this solve the problem of synthetics killing organics? That just sounds like the Catalyst is giving up and letting someone else become the Catalyst and figure out a solution. And since when did Shepard ever want to control the Reapers? Didn't we just have this massive fight with Tim that ended in his death about how wrong such a thing was. So now we become Tim and Saren. Wow, I really like how you keep track of all your characters' motivations and backstories. It's like they're people that jump right off of the page. It's really impressive. Thanks, Mac.
There is another solution. Synthesis.
And that is?
Add your energy to the crucibles.
What energy?
The chain reaction will combine all synthetic and organic life into a new framework, a new DNA.
That's not how DNA works. You can't take a shit and expect us to believe it's manna from heaven.
Explain how my energy can be added to the Crucible.
Oh god. Energy from weak or strong nuclear forces. Kinetic, potential, electrical, the hot air coming out of your mouth. What kind?
There is little time left, but I will try.
Okay, slow down. What's the holdup? The war is over. If you say it's over, you control everything. Have them chill out for 5 months or something. If your solution is flawed and variables were changed, why haven't you stopped everything yet?
Your organic energy, the essence of who and what you are, will be broken down and then dispersed.
Oh, organic energy as opposed to, inorganic energy. What kind? The essence of energy broken down into what? Atoms? Quarks? Dispersed where? I don't think there's enough quarks from Shepard to be spread throughout the galaxy to impact every organism. And how would a subatomic particle how would that even perform gene therapy?
To do what, exactly?
The energy of the Crucible, released in this way, will alter the matrix of all organic life in the galaxy.
And what about the matrix of all synthetic life in the galaxy? You just said it will combine synthetic and organic life. Wait, I'm sorry. We can't make sense of your shit again. You can't even follow what you've written in the same damn paragraph.
Organics seek perfection through technology. Synthetics seek perfection through understanding. Organics will be perfected by integrating fully with synthetic technology. Synthetics, in turn, will finally have full understanding of organics.
Firstly, both those things are impossible. And unless you explain it to us, you're talking, as usual, shit. Secondly, you're not fusing synthetic life into organic life. That would be 2 lives. You're just turning people into transhumanists and calling that perfection. On a molecular level, maybe using nanotech, and how that's perfection, I don't know. And then you give synthetics a data download of the complete understanding of organics. In case you haven't noticed, talking in absolutes is just bad. It's bad storytelling, bad logic, bad language. You're generalizing entire ideas, unless, of course, the person using such words defines and explains them. Children do this because they don't know how to talk yet. Oh, right. The extended cut is supposed to clarify. You're not helping us understand what is going on, you're making it worse. Did synthetics ever want understanding of organics, let alone complete understanding of all organics? The Geth just wanted to be left alone. They didn't want to die. Now they understand everything from all living things to do what with, I don't know. Can their hard drives even handle all the data from the complete understanding of all organics? Is that like every organism from every cycle? Oh my god. And what does it mean for organics to fully integrate into synthetic technology? That sounds like you're going to put someone's brain in a cybernetic body or download someone's mind into a synthetic one.
It is the ideal solution. Now that we know it is possible, it is inevitable we will reach synthesis.
Oh, so finally, after billions of years, you decide to get off your ass and say, hey, it's inevitable. We're creating cyborgs. Well, guess what, genius? You've been doing that. Reapers are cyborgs. You've been doing that for billions of years. You've been experimenting on the collectors for 50,000. Genetics and cybernetics is this game to you. One method, you liquefy organics into ascended perfection, and the other you turn into bug slave species. What variables did the Crucible change for you to go, oh damn, finally, we can finally make some special cyborgs. Ooh. When you've never even used a Crucible device before. If you did, it would have had the same variables changed before. Can you even follow what's written in the same sentence?
Why couldn't you do it sooner?
We have tried a similar solution in the past.
Yeah, we know. It's called Reapers. It's called Collectors. If you've never used a Crucible-like device before, but you tried something similar, then what are you talking about? How did you fail if the Crucible is just a primitive power source that you somehow couldn't think up yourselves? You create Reapers which are ascended perfection, and you were trying to another version of perfection, but somehow that didn't work. Okay, why not?
But it has always failed.
Because your super genius couldn't think up a Duracell? What?
Why?
Because the organics were not ready. It is not something that can be forced.
What does someone's opinion of becoming a cyborg have anything to do with the method of not working? Because everyone's physically capable of becoming cyborgs provided you want to make them, like the Reapers or the Collectors. But so far, your entire function is to kill organics and destroy planets. Do you know what the word murder means? It's forcing people to lose their lives because you're killing them. But now if Shepard chooses synthesis, he's forcing all living things to become an entirely different species, whatever that means. That's morally repugnant and stupid. Maybe some things don't want that. This choice is doing exactly the thing the Catalyst says it isn't. Shepard will be forcing their will, and of course, no one's going to have any kind of medical complications of having their entire genome of every cell in their body rewritten. Why, that's not invasive at all. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, maybe the problems you had before? What were those problems? Was it one's opinion of being a cyborg which prevented you from forcing them to become cyborgs? Because if that's it, I don't want to murderize everyone on a mistake, an insane nitwit thought-up which hinges on every individual will to accept synthesis or this big beam they don't know what's going to happen to them. Jeez, we went from page to paragraph to sentence and now a bloody word. Do you understand what the word forced means? Any choice Shepard makes here is independent. Choice Master 4000 comes out of nowhere and impacts the Catalyst, the Reapers, and then all synthetics and organics. They don't get a say. The Catalyst would just let Shepard do this because variables have been changed. He's forcing his will on the galaxy.